Warning. This podcast is about to open the sealed section of spirituality. Hey you, yeah you, we see you, you divine human being.
And we are calling you to come home.
We are ready to talk about the real shit. We're going to get real about life as a divine human being.
The good, the not so great, spirituality and taboo. Divinely Human is the podcast that's all about what it means to be human in a spiritual context.
We know it's not just about being spiritual, it's about being human too.
And that means changing poopy nappies and channeling angels.
Sometimes even at the same time. It's time for us to stop making other people's noise our own soundtrack of life.
Let's make some waves together so that we can all ride them together and create deep resonance, a sense of home in this crazy world.
Pour yourself a coffee
or a glass of wine if that's your potion,
and sit down with your new favorite spiritual sisters
as we go on a journey together into what it means to be
a divine human being
on this spiritual journey.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Divinely Human podcast. My name is Tanita.
And my aim is Aleisha.
My aim is to try and be Tanita in this lifetime, so I guess that's kind of on point.
I have to apologize. I was the one that messed that whole thing up before we started, so I threw her off, guys.
No, I feel like it was my fault. I just dove right in there with no warning. It's like, let's go. Anyway, here we are. Happy Monday.
Hot Mess Monday.
Hot Mess Monday. How have you guys been? It's been a minute. We're just going to do a little catch up, a little how you going, little it's temperature June. Check. It is June.
It's not, but it is. It will be right now as you're listening to. Happy June.
Happy June. How have you been? I mean, I've been watching you on socials and life looks pretty hectic for you right now. Finish your mouthful.
No, this is great. I'm eating my oats, guys. But life's been a bit crazy. But I feel like I've been handling it really well.
You have. You totally have.
Months ago, I'd be a mess. Like, I'm not even seeing my psychologist at the moment because she's just way too expensive now.
I'm sorry.
I'm fine. I don't know how. But I'm fine, and it feels really good to feel in control of my emotions for the first time in my life, because I feel like it's been a really long time since I have felt control, like in control of, those.
Those. Oh, that's so good to hear.
Yeah. So that's how I am. How are you?
Well, I feel like I'm somewhere between the opposite end of the spectrum and the middle of that, because life is hectic too. I feel like hectic life is just at the forefront of everybody at the moment. But I don't know. I feel like I've been so emotionally reactionary lately. I'm like, I think I might need a book psychologist. I think it's just there's so much going on, and I am such a sensitive little soul, but I forget that sometimes. I like to really make myself believe that I'm not, and I have to keep reminding myself that downtime is really important, and me working through my emotions before working through them with somebody else is really important for me too. So I'm just been trying to prioritize that. But this weekend was definitely like a turning point. I feel like I have my shit together for the first time in a really long time, and that feels really satisfying,
This makes me happy because I know how relieving it is to feel like you're kind of getting all your stuff organized, like slowly bringing everything all together. And I know that you're like literally in the middle of a launch, like a business launch right now. So I can only imagine that on top of your corporate job, on top of motherhood, on top of, all of the rest that you've moved through the last, God, it feels like years now. Like
it's literally
been a really big whirlwind.
Yes, 100%. And I think it's so important to take moments to actually stop and reflect and be like, you know what? It has been a fucking journey to get here. And that's why I love these podcasts, because they make us sit down and reflect and just be with ourselves. And it's so just like nice to kind of have that Monday morning reset. I really miss these catch-ups.
Me too. I mean, no wonder I haven't seen my psychologist because it's, you know what? Oh my goodness, this is crazy. So
I'm here for it.
The period of time that I was going and seeing my psychologist was kind of like over that Christmas, like first few months of the year.
Yes, it totally was.
It's like when we took our break from the podcast.
Podcast is therapy, guys. It really is. I think we all need to schedule in a chat with our BFF on a weekly basis just to get that like support, right?
Absolutely. And even if it's like a Zoom call, like if you feel like you live somewhere where you're quite isolated or you don't live in the same place as your friends, like, or even if you don't feel like getting in the car and, you know, driving or traveling, honestly, do not underestimate the power of jumping on a Zoom call with a cup of coffee and just laying it all out, especially on a Monday morning. It's just perfect because it really sets you up mentally for the week. And I don't ever want to take these little Monday sessions we have, regardless of what we talk about, for granted, because they honestly give me so much. I can't even. There's no words.
I know. I feel exactly the same way. Literally, I was thinking about today because we were obviously trying to like think, is there anything really important we want to discuss on the podcast? And I was like, even if we talked about every single thing that we possibly could, there's no way I'm not showing up to record with you. Like, it's so nice to have this space. And I think it really is a testament to putting in the effort. And like, honestly, if we're going to reflect, like, I remember when we both started our journey together, having that like sister wound was a really close to us. And I know for me, especially like trusting other people and letting my walls down, especially with another sister. And it's really cool how we've built this relationship and let those walls kind of come down in this space. I'm really proud of us.
Yeah, I'm really proud of us too. I really am. And it's crazy. I never thought that I would be someone who like collaborated on this level with someone else, because a lot of the time, I guess at the start of my journey spiritually, I feel like I was in this headspace of, I don't think anyone would ever want to do that with me, because I know that I can be really overbearing at times.
Oh my God, no.
We're like, I don't know, I feel like we both have that polarity about us, but then at the same time, we both know how to hold space so beautifully for each other. So I feel like it's just such a beautiful combination of energy, so it just works. But fuck, I love collaboration. After like moving through this with you, I don't think I could ever not do this. Sorry.
100%.
But if you want to quit, you're not quitting.
Yeah, we're stuck together. We have planned to do this. We've literally planned to do this podcast while we're in the retirement village. Like, we're going to the end.
Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. It reminds me of the podcast that we follow. What are their names on those two women on TikTok?
God.
What are they called?
I literally, something came up about them this morning and I was like, shit, I wish I could watch this right now. Something like...
I've Had It podcast.
I've had it. Oh my God. Do yourself a favor and go and watch their TikToks. They are fucking hilarious.
Yes.
So good.
Yeah, so yeah, their TikTok account is crazy. It's called I've Had It podcast, and their names are Jennifer and Angie, and they just talk about the funniest stuff.
I love it.
You can kind of tell that they've moved through this whole journey of, you know, life. They're kind of late. I don't know. I would probably say they're like 60s, like mid 60s maybe.
Yeah.
And you can just tell like they've had so much life experience that they're at the point where they just give no fucks.
It's so good.
They're like, I've had it with insert what they've had it with. Like,
I remember there was one, they were like, I've had it with starting journeys. Like, we're not starting another fucking journey. Like my journey with healthcare, my journey with like, and literally now all I can hear is that fucking TikTok when I say journey in my head. I'm like, but there's no other word. I'm so sorry.
I was watching one the other day. It was a few days ago, and they were like, I've had it with people posting selfies and putting a spiritual quote But it's just like they validate themselves through like thinking that they're serving everyone with the quote, but really what they want you to do is like serve everyone with their selfie.
Yes. Literally.
Funny.
Oh, mate.
We'll link them below in the show notes, guys, if you want to check them out. It's a great
It's
time.
really funny. You know, honestly, what I love most about them is just the fact that women get such a bad rap for like nagging, but if a man was to say that, it would be completely different, right? Like they'd be like,
yeah.
You know, like it just wouldn't even be a conversation then, like, or a second or question or anything. So I love the fact that they're talking about this and having like such a good time. It's fucking hilarious.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, if a man was saying this stuff, he would be classed as a comedian.
Yes.
Right? They put themselves in that role, and now I look at them like they are comedians as well. So it's kind of like they're breaking that barrier of like saying shit without actually being classed as a Karen.
Yes.
It's like, no, they're just observing like the most fucked up shit and making it funny.
Yes, but also being serious about it. I love it.
Yeah.
It is really good.
I would love to see more, I guess, people our age in this particular space as well, just be a little bit more lighthearted and kind of like dive a little bit more into like, I don't know, observational humor and just funny, silly, like just have fun. Because I feel like this space is just so serious all the time. Like everyone is just like, there's a download. Everybody come around.
Stop what you're doing.
I kid you not, like every Monday, I'm like, cool, Monday, jump on my phone, get on Instagram, and it's like, download. And I'm like, okay, cool, what are we facing this week? And it's like, massive weather stuff is going to go down. There's going to be shortages on this. Everyone, like, and then they're like, but it's going to be okay, guys. Just trust.
Oh yeah, just have
and I'm just
faith.
like, fuck off.
I know. It's like that. It's crazy because like it's the dramatic portion of it that really makes me eye roll. And I totally, like at the beginning of my journey, it was dramatic. Like entering the spiritual space, it was a dramatic, life-changing kind of situation. But once you're in it for a little while and you kind of let your nervous system reset, it's like we don't need all of that dramatic energy on us all the time. Like I think we fucking forget that being spiritual is meant to be a human experience. Do you know what I mean?
I get a lot of people struggle with this in this space, and you know, the other thing that gets me is like the projection that's put in this space by people that insinuate like we're all going to collectively as humanity going to reach the pinnacle of enlightenment in this lifetime. I'm like, sis, this is the start of the age of Aquarius. I'm not sure about you, but if you know anything about the ages, we've got about 2,100 years to go. And that's if we even make it in the age of Aquarius. Like,
oh yeah, it's gonna be a while. We're gonna be waiting a while. Honestly.
Yeah,
I know, but it's nice that they try. You know, it's nice.
They try, but like, PSA, can we just stop freaking out the masses? Can we just drop into like some fun and joy and silliness and just stop being so damn, I'm about to swear like an old, yeah, anyway. Can we just drop into some fun and silliness and lightheartedness and like cycle in and out? Because I feel like there is just so much seriousness in this space and it's exhausting and overwhelming, and we're kind of like forgetting about the fact that we're also here to have fun, right? Like we're here to have fun and explore the emotion of fun and joy, which then ultimately leads us to like love, right? Because that's like the be all of emotions that we're here to explore. And I just feel like with all of this fear and, you know, passive aggressive, like, I don't know, like virtue signaling of like random shit that people think is happening right now, but they have no proof on. I'm like, just fucking get over it. It's time to just have some fun, guys. Like, have some fun.
Yeah, let your hair down. Go crazy.
Hair down.
Mine's like as tight as can be today, but No, I fucking agree. Honestly, I want to see more spiritual comedians. I want to see more people making like light-hearted energy into this space, because it's so serious, and it's like we don't need it to be like, yes, being spiritual and spiritual practices are important and they hold a lot of weight, but also like, what is the point if you cannot laugh and let your hair down and be silly and like make fun of certain things? I don't get it. And my mindset around that has totally shifted. Like, I know you have always had this, like, you always just like make fun, and like, I really admire that about you, to be honest, because honestly, I swear I've never laughed so fucking hard except for when we recorded our first podcast. And I was like, I totally came into it with like, we're recording a podcast, like, let's be serious. And you were just like, what? And I loved it. You've really taught me like how to let go of that part, and it's been so liberating.
Oh, this is a heartfelt moment. I actually love that so much. So thank you. I'm glad that I was able to play a part in that for you. I think it's important. Honestly, I think it's important. And I think the main reason why people are very scared to drop into that fun, that silliness in this space, is because they think that it like degrades their knowledge and their wisdom and
their authority.
Like their authority is in jeopardy if they have a vulnerable moment and embrace that like silly lightheartedness. And it's actually the exact opposite. I feel like if you're able to move through all of the frequencies of emotion and feeling and tap into these and explore them, then are you not learning more about your experience on this earth through that?
Totally. And I'm curious, do you think like enlightenment means that you don't make mistakes or like fuck up, and like, or do you think it just means having awareness through it? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, like absolute rhetorical question.
Yeah.
I feel like it is. And I feel like that is something that, you know, people listening to this right now could ask themselves and answer really, really honestly. I think we learn through our mistakes, and I think that is what enlightenment is. It is learning. It's not restricting experiences and things from happening. It's like learning and allowing your mind to expand through the experiences that you have in a way where you can kind of take one step in front of the other after that and make really conscious decisions and moves and build relationships and just see the world from a different lens as what you would beforehand, right?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I agree. I think that we definitely get pulled into this idea that like being perfect and being the good girl and thinking happy thoughts all the time and never like fucking up or doing anything like wrong makes us enlightened or makes us more spiritual or makes us better people. But I really disagree with that. I think that your messiness and your ability to kind of get up, brush your feet off, like apologize, do whatever you need to do to like move forward and heal from the experience actually makes you more divine than not. I mean, like it's that awareness piece for me too, because I don't think we can live on this earth and not experience that density or the polarity that comes with being in the 3D. I think it's just silly to think that you can always be in that high vibrational state and not put a foot wrong. Like, what a restrictive way to live, you know?
Absolutely. And just an observation that was just running through my head just then as you were saying that is that kind of going on a little bit of a tangent here, but I just want to add as well that through tapping into that silly, like not always serious side, I have noticed that when I'm trying to manifest, as opposed to being serious and focused like 24/7, I'm finding that at the moment, that's the one thing that's keeping me going. And it's the one thing that I feel like is creating that polarity that's enabling me to pull in what I'm needing to right now to move forward. Because if I guess, contrast my mindset and where I'm at right now to where I was mentally, 6 months ago when I was still seeing my psychologist and I felt like I was just absolutely drowning. That was a point in my time where I was like, I'm solely focusing on my business. I'm solely focusing on like growth within my business. Like I have to do this each week to be able to be successful. And now I'm like, I don't even show up as much. I'm like, I I just drop in whenever. Honestly, at the moment, I'm like only dropping in on my feed, like static feed, like every full and new moon.
Like, hey guys.
Like every 2 weeks, I'm like, yo, what's up? Here's some guidance. Like,
Remember me?
don't forget about me. But like, just allowing myself to tap more into fun and like my own time, not always just working towards work. Like I'm working towards my own goals, my personal goals. At the moment, I'm working on my fitness and my well-being as opposed to like putting all my energy into my business. And this is just like a crazy observation. I don't know if they're linked at all, but I think having the contrast and that polarity of what I'm allowing into my field is actually bringing through things that are more divinely aligned for me at the moment rather than fixating on just one thing, you know, at a time. So I'm finding it to be quite a good little like manifestation tool.
Yes, I've heard that too. Like really creating a space where your mind isn't like totally fixating and putting all that pressure on yourself can help alleviate so much like built up stress and anxiety on your nervous system, especially when we do manifest. I think it's very easy to get into this like mindset of, well, I want this thing, now I have to have this thing, and then I'm putting all my energy and pressure towards it. Yeah. But that pressure actually pushes it further away rather than actually calls it in. And I think as a feminine being, we actually have a really incredible gift, which is magnetism and drawing things into our energy field. And so when we are putting out that push energy, it kind of throws off the scales a little bit. Not to say that going after what you want as a feminine being isn't something that you can do. I'm just saying we have that gift within our energy codes to actually call things in. And when we're focusing on supporting ourselves and caring and nourishing for ourselves in different ways, automatically what is truly aligned for us just comes right in. I've totally noticed that in my own path as well. And I think that's why I took such a big break with my business, and during that whole time, not once was I like, every time I tried to push myself to go and be in that space, it didn't feel right. And what actually came through was a whole other business, right? And it was just a beautiful alignment. It's really cool to see how that all unfolds. But it's tough. Like manifesting, I think, has put such a fucking shit mindset on so many people in our community, and it really sucks because you don't have to be perfect to manifest your goals. Like you can live your life and experience happiness and joy in other areas and still get what you desire, you know?
Yeah, I feel like in a sense we've almost fucked with manifestation and the concept of it too much in this spiritual community, because I feel like we're just thinking about it way too hard.
Yeah.
Whereas
like it's not that deep.
It is not that deep. Like it's so over spiritualized, right? Mm-hmm. When really it's not even a spiritual thing. It's a scientific thing. It's like it happens just as our heart continues to beat, just as our brain continues to send signals to each cell in our body, right? Like it's not actually a spiritual experience. It is a scientific experience. It's a scientific phenomenon, you could say, that just happens naturally if we just step out of the damn way and allow it to happen. But I think, yeah, we tend to like hyper focus on these things that we want, which is, I mean, natural, but we're also coaxed to do that by this community itself. We have people running around saying, I'm a manifestation coach. Let me help you tune into this manifestation and bring it through. And I'm like, sis, if you just put it out there and you just take a step back and allow it to come through for you and have a healthy mindset about what you're actually manifesting and just making sure that you are not blocking yourself with that, it's going to come if it's meant for you. Like you're not supposed to actually force things through into your field, because it just it depletes the whole idea of a magnetic field, doesn't it?
Yes, literally. And every time we talk about manifestation, I always remember the time where you were like, I fucking need Jesus today. And then you walk outside and like Jesus is written in the clouds, like literally by a fucking airplane. And it cracks me up every time and I cannot get that picture out of my mind. I remember just like hearing about that and be like, this is the universe being fucking hilarious, you know?
Honestly, I will never, ever forget that. It was just the most ironic thing that's ever happened in my whole life. And it's also the perfect example of things coming through when you're kind of like, you're not really sure of how you want them to, but you're just like, fuck, I need this. And then the universe is like, done.
Yeah. But you know what, that moment was totally like a break in your pattern for the day. Like what's that when you like kind of like a cognitive break, what's that word, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know, but it's like a redirection almost.
Yeah, and it kind of like took you out of whatever mindset or whatever shit you were going through, and it really did kind of bring you back down to earth. Because I remember you laughing so hard on your stories, being like, this is kind of what I needed at that time though, you know.
Which is hilarious, because it's like, no, I didn't need actual Jesus. I did not need like any sort of consolation or like direction. All I needed to do was stop and fucking laugh and feel joy and just have a moment of lightness, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Full circle moment.
It is a full circle moment.
I think that was proper like a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, I think that was about 2 years ago. I know we were in the middle of lockdown, I'm pretty sure.
A lot of people need Jesus then. Oh my.
Hence why they probably like wrote it in the sky over Sydney.
Yes. Literally. They're like, for all the people needing Jesus today.
Yeah. It was
that's so funny. That's hilarious. Oh God. So what's the plan? What does June look like for you? I'm curious.
June. I'm actually excited for June. I'm excited. I don't know why. I just feel like, actually, no, there's 1,000 birthdays in my family.
Really?
God.
In June?
Well, as everyone knows, if you've listened to this podcast for a while, you know that I'm surrounded by Geminis. Surrounded by the Gemini army, apart from one little Libra. But yes, everyone's a Gemini in my family, so it's like everyone's birthday. So one, very expensive month coming.
Yeah.
Two, I'm going to have to organize a fucking party. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to have to wing it. So,
are you going to get that, or are you just going to let it ring?
I don't know what to do. Should I get it?
You go get it.
Jesus Christ. God help me. What are all these parcels?
Yeah. What have you been ordering? You got some unwrapping to do after this.
I don't know what I've bought.
I feel like you're also going to have to change your address on all of your shopping things. Make sure you don't order anything for the next month. You know?
Oh my God. Anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to have to organize a birthday party, and I hate, this is really crazy. Like, I should be all over this being a Virgo, but I actually hate planning events. Like, and having to organize them. Like, so my son's turning 4 on the 10th of June. We're having his party the weekend after, and I'm just like cringing over the fact, like, having to like organize like lolly bags and what are we gonna do at the party? Like, what are we gonna do? Like, get a cake ready. Like, I hate it.
That is so interesting. You can literally hire me to do that. I fucking love organizing parties.
I wonder I actually would love your POV on this.
Yes.
Do you think that, like, because I hate all this stuff of like organizing like kids stuff, and like I hate like going to kids events. Like, if there's something on at school, you best believe I won't be there. Like, what? But I wonder if it has anything to do with my South Node being in Cancer.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. What else is in there?
I can't remember.
Oh. I don't know, because I feel like could possibly be. But I also feel like South Node is like where you're comfortable. So it depends like what house it was in, you know?
Yeah,
and like whatever's in your fourth house. Because, like, I don't know, the way that I got taught about North and South Node was, like, South Node is what you kind of lean into when you're kind of, like, on autopilot. But if there's anything else in there with it, like Chiron, or, no, your Chiron's in Leo, or, like, anything else, kind of disruptive, possibly.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just feel like when it comes to that maternal stuff.
Well, no, I mean, Chiron is in Leo for you, so that makes total sense why you're like kid energy kind of puts you off. I mean, Leo is the child of the zodiac.
Yeah, true.
But it's in the 8th house, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it actually sits in my 7th.
Oh, 7th, yeah.
I've got,
that's partner. That's
my Leo's my 8th and 7th house kind of cut into Leo energy. We're talking Placidus, but I just don't know. I just feel like I'm really bad at that stuff.
Yeah.
But mind you, all of my, like, apart from my first house, actually I don't even have anything in my first. My first till my 6th house is empty, so it's like I'm not here to do human.
Yes. I remember us having that conversation actually when we're diving into astrology literally a couple of years ago. You're like, I just don't think this human experience is for me, you know? I was like, yeah, looking at your chart.
But you know what? I feel like I've turned such a corner since then, because I feel like through diving more into astrology, I feel like I've always been aware of astrology, but it's really the last 18 months I've gone deep with it.
Yeah.
And I've kind of met myself on a different level, and I've kind of understood, and we've spoken about this on numerous podcasts before, but like I truly am here to do the human thing, and I truly believe that. But I think I just have a few struggles with it.
Yeah, totally.
I'm kind of learning how to do it, right?
I feel like everyone is, but yeah, I totally hear you. I think you are here to totally bring that alternative, like, spiritual essence into the human experience. And so that's like a hard balance to do sometimes, you know?
Yeah, so all in all, not really looking forward to June, but I'm very excited about June at the same time. I think my rebrand will be finished then as well. So there's going to be a whole new flavor happening with my business, which I'm really excited about. It was really overdue. And I think that's why I haven't really been showing up consistently, because I'm like, I feel like I've really outgrown the space and I'm ready for the next evolution to take place. So that's exciting. I am looking forward to June. It's going to be a very, very contrasting month, I think.
Every time Ash posts something on her stories, I'm like, is that Aleisha's stuff? And I'm like, I want to know more. It looks so fucking good.
I know. And she's kept it under wraps as well. She's like, normally I would share with everyone, but we're keeping this one under wraps. I'm like, yes, you are, girl. We're going to be it's a big surprise. I was like, and I was speaking to her the other day, I was like, I haven't even told Tanita what my new name is or anything yet.
I know.
Like,
I'm so on the edge of my seat for this. You have no idea.
No one knows.
How do you keep a secret like that? I swear to God, like, I am the absolute worst. I am like a fucking glass panel. You can see right through me. It's ridiculous. I have no idea how you do this. I'm like, teach me your ways, please.
I know. Do you know what it is? I can really commit to things like really, really well. Like if I get my mind set on something, I'm like, I'm holding on till the end. I can't ruin this now. Whereas, you know, like, God, just be around my Gemini family and it's like, can I tell you what your birthday present is before I've even given it to you? And I'm like, no, I want a surprise. Can I just have any surprises?
No, absolutely not.
No, I can't. But so that's my June. I'm excited. What about you? What's going on in June? June update. Ready for it?
June feels like a big month, but I'm really excited. I feel like I'm going to go back to the gym. I'm going to get cleared by my doctors hopefully this week. So go back to the gym. I'm really excited. I think I'm actually, unfortunately, this is like not a part of my financial goal, but there's no gym, like, because I work 60 minutes away from home. So the gym that I go to at home, there's no one like that near me. So I'm going to have to pay for another gym membership if I want to go during work hours, which is such a bummer. And I need to go to a gym because if I go for a run, there's nowhere to have a shower at work and I work in a fishbowl. So everybody would be like stinky. So I'm going to do that for 4 weeks, see how I go. But closing the business this week, last week when you're listening to this, running last round of Akashic Record Reader certification. That's going to be big. And opening the doors to a new business. I mean, I don't know where I'm going to find all this time, but apparently my higher self thinks I've got plenty of it. So I'm here for it.
Clearly. Oh my goodness. So the Akashic Record, like the last round, how long is that going?
It's 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 8 weeks. So it'll be all of June and August, but it's only fortnightly Zoom calls. So
yeah.
And I'll do it at nighttime. And it's so fun. Like, it doesn't even feel like work. But I'm actually really sad to let that one go. I know that I will, in later years, open it back up in a different way. And you and I talked about, like, ages ago, kind of bringing in this new perspective. And I still want to do that. It's just not the right time. So I'm letting it go for now, but I know we'll definitely circle back in the future. But I'm really excited for June too. It's going to be a good big month.
That is so exciting. When are you launching the new biz?
Hopefully in a couple of weeks. I mean, I want to do the launch party, which will be really fun. And it's just getting everything ready. I've got so many products that I need to like upload and kind of do different things for and set out my calendar. So yeah, I don't know. Like me, I always love to overcomplicate everything. So I'm like,
we're not a good
not just really running one business within this one, I'm like running two. So yeah, anyway.
That's so exciting though. That's super exciting. What are you doing with your space? Are you starting a whole new space, or are you slowly integrating the current space into...
On Instagram, it'll be the same space integration, but new website, new everything. It's really exciting. I know. And it's actually been so fun, like redoing the website and doing the branding for it. Like, I really love that part.
Teach me your ways. I fucking hate it.
I don't know what it is. It's just, I think I like being in my own space when I can do it and kind of just let that creativity flow, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, it's the perfect thing to be good at and actually enjoy doing it, because that's it's like what you're launching is going to help so many people in, you know, with their businesses in this way as well. So
I'm so excited for us.
So exciting. Do you have any spots left for the Akashic round, or are they all filled?
No, I'm not capping it. Not capping it this round, so...
Well, just to let everyone know, I'm going to plug you right now. But I've done a lot of Akashic Record training, and it wasn't until I did this exact experience, this 8-week journey, Tupperware container, this course with you, Tanita, that I actually felt like I completely understood and had a very clear-cut connection with the Akashic Records. So if anyone is wanting to dive into the realm of the Akashic Records and learn how to read for themselves, learn how to read for others, I definitely recommend this course. It is amazing. And it is, I owe a lot of my business to this course.
No, not at all. You owe it all to yourself, girl. Seriously. Yeah. Thank you, though. I appreciate that.
Definitely recommend.
It's really overwhelming to like find your feet in business and like finally find that one, like, because I hadn't launched that product until a couple of years into my business, and it's such a nice feeling to know when you have something that kind of works. And I think for anybody who is in business or trying to find their feet, it's just such a nice kind of experience to go through a program like this and find something that actually works for you and have that space to kind of alchemize it into your own business. And that's something that I really want to make sure is at the forefront of like this conversation, is the fact that this isn't a copy and paste program. Like, we really do find a way to, you know, make everything work for you and your life and your business. And I'm really excited to do that. Really, really excited. But thank you for that beautiful plug.
I'm like, she's not going to do it, 'cause I'm going to do it for her.
Yeah.
No, I'm so excited, and I'm excited to see this all wrap up for you as well, and gift these last group of people your magic and your wisdom and your knowledge, because I feel like it can take people so far, and I'm excited for you to dive into this next chapter as well. I feel like we're both moving through the same thing right now in a sense, and we're like, I'm so keen to like have this conversation again in, I don't know, like September, and just see what life looks like for us then.
Yes, we should do like a viewing party and like review the first episodes that we ever did and like watch it back. Yes. Do you know what I mean? And like record our reaction.
Yes. Guys, let us know if that's something that you would like to watch, especially with the OGs that have listened to us from the get-go. If this is something that you feel like you would love to witness, I know I would, but I mean, not biased at all, but I feel like it would be amazing. It'd be a lot of fun. And I think that's a beautiful note to finish on. But we've enjoyed this so much. It's so funny, like I always feel stressed at first when we're like, oh, we didn't have a specific topic today, but then as it comes out, it's just like, this was a great chat and I needed this so much, and I'm sure that everyone who's listening has taken something out of today to go and take and apply to their life now. So I actually really love this so much.
And me too.
If you guys did love something that you heard today, or you know that this could help someone that you love and care about, please share with them. Please share in your stories, tag us. We love seeing who is actually listening to this and what your thoughts are. If you haven't given us a rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, we'd love if you'd leave a rating and review us. It honestly helps us to be seen in this space and gets our podcast out to more listeners, and we're able to connect with more listeners through you sharing. It means the absolute world. So thank you. You can find us on all platforms and Instagram, Divinely Human Podcast, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.